Okay. Sherry, could you state your full name again?
Sherry Rollins.
And you live in Birmingham, Alabama.
6 Mile Lane.
And you were married, you and Ted Rollins, he's the CEO of Campus Crest Communities. You were married for about 14 years. And I wanted to ask you about some court orders in South Carolina where you had initiated a divorce action against him. And there were orders, that case I believe was going on for about 4 years, is that right? 3 to 4 years in South Carolina before it was moved to Alabama?
Yes.
Okay.
It had been going on for 2+ years when I was asked to leave the home that we lived in.
Okay.
And,
well, we'll get to that in a minute. I want to ask you, there were several court orders up there where Ted Rollins was ordered to pay for unallocated family support, for legal fees, for the home mortgage, the home insurance, health insurance. And it's kind of in a complicated format in the documents, but what is your understanding, Sherry, of how much he owed, how much he was ordered to pay in South Carolina?
when we went to court the first time in South Carolina, he was ordered to pay $83.55 in unallocated support to me and the children.
This is per month?
Per month. And he was ordered to pay the house note of roughly $4,200 to $45,000. I can't remember the exact amount. The house payment, the house insurance, and the car insurance for the car that I drove, and the health insurance for myself and the two girls. So that amounted to roughly $13,000.
And all of this was over about a 3-year period, roughly 2 to 3 year period that he was to pay.
I know when we were asked to leave the house that the house note had not been made for over 15 months. So it was, around 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And can you give us a range, Sherry, of what you think he was supposed to pay when you add all that up, the house note, the unallocated support, and everything over about 3 years? What sort of the range that he was ordered to pay?
Well, I just roughly tried to calculate it, and it's anywhere from $350 and up. I know when I moved to Alabama that would have changed the amount because there would be no house payment, but he was still under the order to pay that amount, even though the house had been repossessed. So
at least $350,000 looks like, and probably more than that.
Yeah.
And the house, can you describe briefly? It was a nice house, and you said the note was how much? $4,000.
We paid $350,000 for the house, and we had done around $120,000 in renovations. It was a 4,800 square foot house with a guest house of, I'd say, 600 or more square feet, fully furnished, a 20 by 40 something pool, an acre lot at Green Valley Estates, which is a country club area, and I had the house appraised and did a comparison with a realtor with the other houses in the neighborhood, and she said that I should list it for anything from $850,000 to $1.2 million.
And this was almost 10 years ago?
That was in 2001
mm-hmm.
or 2002.
So this was a very nice house, and
right.
And let's just doing the general math. It looked like he owed it at least $350,000. He had this very nice house. How much did he pay on that?
Well, he never paid me anything after the judge ordered that he pay that amount. He just refused. So I moved out of the house in 2003 when I was forced out onto the street with my 2 children.
You had two daughters that were very young, right, at that time?
I believe they were 4 and 8.
And you were kicked out of the house, essentially.
Yes. There was a sheriff coming to remove my things that day. I was out on the street with my things. We got roughly 1/4, 1/2 of the furnishings out. We didn't do the attic or the basement or the pool house. All those things, a lot of things we left behind, and we came to Alabama to stay with my son Zach, as we had nowhere to live in South Carolina, no money.
And ultimately, there was a payment of about $100,000 made somewhere in there. Is that right, Sherry?
In January of 2004, I was at work and I was served with papers from the state of Alabama where Ted was suing me for divorce in Alabama, even though I had an active divorce in South Carolina, which I had filed 3 years before. That was still active. And then 2004, around November 2004, I received a check for $104,000 from the state of South Carolina, where Ted had paid somewhere around $115 to $120, which he called child support. I'm not sure who decided that was child support, because it was, not the amount that had been ordered by a judge.
So he paid less than a third, sounds like. And I guess when someone doesn't pay what they're ordered to pay for child, that's kind of called the deadbeat dad, right? I mean, would it be accurate to say Ted Rollins is a deadbeat dad?
I would say he was the ultimate deadbeat dad. He didn't see his children for more than 2 years by choice. He didn't pay anything. And he allowed us to become wards of the state and wards of my family, or anyone that we could borrow money from to exist.
And you had to rely on money from your family really to survive during that time?
I think I owe my father roughly $20,000 when he died of cancer, and of course the support stopped even before that because of his medical bills and that kind of thing. So he kept us going for probably a year and a half probably.
And I want our audience to understand that Ted Rollins, I think, has used or owns multiple private planes. Is that your understanding?
He has a Falcon 10 jet. He has a Pilatus single engine plane that's been redone. So I heard from my daughters. And a third plane, maybe in Westland. I don't know who owns those planes now, but in his SEC documents with Kansas Crest, he owns a company called MXT Capital, and at the time of the IPO on Kansas Crest, MXT Capital did in fact own those planes, which means Ted owns MXT Capital, and MXT Capital owns planes and leases them to Kansas Crest.
his father, John Rollins, the judge in South Carolina described it. I've seen him several times. It's the family being extremely wealthy.
I think those words were used in the South Carolina court order, that because we lived the type of life that we lived, and because we received money from the family every month as part of our existence in Greenville, and the family was a very wealthy family. The judge made a statement about that and how we were to be kept in the manner that we had been kept when Ted lived with us. So.
Okay. Well, sure, we'll discuss other issues, but this shows that Ted Rollins just did not live up to his